Oh yeah, this is my very nice Wiener dog. Ooh, that is very nice. So this currently is my run and gun camera rig. It's my go-to rig for everything I do right now. Uh, Camera I use, of course, Panasonic G7. It's a beast. Has a lot of drawbacks, but it's still a beast. Shoots 4K, doesn't shoot high FPS, which sucks. Shoots 4K, which makes it really nice. Um, Micro Four Thirds, which sucks and is amazing at the same time. Um, there's a lot of drawbacks. There's a good amount of pluses. Whatever. It's the camera I use. It's the camera I could afford. Anyways, I want to talk about this rig, not the problems with the camera. So the cage I'm using on this camera is the small rig G7 cage. I think it's called the G. I'll link it down below. Which I gotta say, it fits the camera perfectly. Like, yeah, there's a gap in the side, but that's perfect. Okay, you need wires go through there. It fits the camera perfectly, as in it was designed for the camera. Small rig is amazing at putting out products really quickly, just testing them, putting them out to the community, and it sounds like I'm making an ad for small rig. I'm not, but kind of am at the same time. Whatever. So I'm using a small rig cage, a small rig side handle. This is the wooden one. They have another one, I think, which is a bigger handle and also has a actual button on it, so you can record off of it, which would have been a really good decision on my part, because when you're holding it like this, reaching that freaking button is almost impossible. Trying to reach the record button, it's just like you got to take your hand off this thing and push it, and it just makes it a really big pain. I know I'm being really nitpicky about this stuff, but hey, I can do that. Anyways, it's a great side handle. I like it. That's why I have it on the rig. Then I have the small rig top handle. This is a basic top handle. It just screws into the frame. Would it be nice to get the NATO one, or I think it's the NATO, because this side frame actually is tapered on the sides, which means that you could have put it on the side just naturally, which would be really nice. The other side does not have a mounting side like that, which, okay, I don't know why they did it like that, but it is what it is, and this is working just fine for me. For my lens, I'm using a Pentax 55 Prime, which, as you probably know, is one of my favorite lenses. Other favorite lens is that small 35 mil, which the last cinematic video was on. It was all shot by. The last couple of videos have been shot on that thing. That thing is freaking amazing if you have the time, and definitely you have the money, because it's like 20 bucks, 30 bucks on eBay. Pick one up and start shooting with that thing, because that thing is amazing. That's besides the point. This is a Pentax lens, which means it is bigger. The actual mount is bigger than a Micro Four Thirds. So of course I'm using a lens adapter, as you can see right there. There was a video about that I did a while ago, talking about, you know, save up and buy one that has a lens in it. Basically, I think a good brand is Metabone Speed Booster. Well, it is a speed booster, but whatever. It has a lens on it because the farther, the more distance you put between the actual lens and your sensor, the more magnified it becomes. So with this little add-on, it's already like 2 times zoomed in. Now, here's the annoying thing. So because this is Micro Four Thirds and this is a 55 millimeter, that's already like double zoomed in. So it's not a 55. It's, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like double zoomed in. And then you've it spaced from the camera, which means it's even more zoomed in. So if I take this off and just show you right now, this is going to be really great footage. Here we go, recording. So you're currently on a tripod, I would say, I don't know, like 4 feet away. And it's zoomed in a decent amount. Like, you'll see the footage. I don't need to narrate what I'm seeing. What the hell am I doing? Um, but yeah, it's it's zoomed in a bit, which has drawbacks, especially when you want to shoot wide instead of being able to shoot wide. Like I would almost never be able to shoot wide, as in like a 12 mil or an 18 millimeter lens. Like the lens that comes with this guy is a 14 millimeter, and I don't know what that actually is, but it's not as wide as a 14 millimeter on even a Canon. Now on the 80D, the 80D that's shooting this right now, it's not a full frame sensor. It's still a crop sensor, which means that it still is zoomed in. So even this guy, which is an 18 to 55, just a regular kit lens, I don't know what it's zoomed at right now. It's probably like around 20. It's still like it's 40 mil technically right now, which is kind of crazy to think about. So just some things to keep in mind when you're buying lenses. Uh, don't be a dummy like me and expect everything to just magically work. That being said, don't let that discourage you from just buying an adapter and just winging it, because it's honestly still fun to use. Um, just being able to use different lenses on your cameras is so much fun. You get to explore, make as cinematic videos as you want to. Like that little 35 millimeter lens, is the mount on that thing is small enough that it would fit inside the actual mount plate, and I would touch the sensor with it. So it's too small for that. Hey, it's too small for that, which is kind of annoying. But I just mounted it to an actual body cap. I drilled out a hole and painstakingly filed the hole big enough, because I didn't have a drill bit big enough for that lens, and then threaded it, and that lens sits really close to the actual sensor, the correct closeness that a regular lens would be. That thing also can almost shoot pretty much in the dark because of its aperture and how small that thing is and how much light it can actually let in. It's amazing. Like literally you can pretty much see in the dark. Anyways, the dog's getting restless and I don't want to keep dealing with them barking. This is just my rig. By no means it's not everyone's rig. It's a good rig for me, for what I do, how I shoot. But everyone's different. So just remember that when you see and when you're looking up, cool rigs to rig up your camera, just don't, because the rig isn't the important part. Anything past the actual camera you're using doesn't matter. I've gotten to a point where I realize, gear doesn't actually matter that much. Yeah, it can improve some things with the quality and ease of shooting, but gear means nothing. All it's supposed to do is just make your job easier. So don't let gear stop you from actually shooting. Just take your camera and go shoot. It shouldn't be that hard. And it's something that held me back for so long, and that's why videos have been so inconsistent. That and depression. Good stuff. As Natap always says, go make something, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Over and out.